What I expect of this video is to learn about other cultures, tradition, etc. Because the critical thinking in Mexico is very different to the critical thinking of USA or from Nicaragua. I expect that all the people think different from others and respect what the other people think. Mexico is the second most populated country in Latin America. I think there is a problem in Mexico with the indigenous people because, for example, they don't have the same rights and they are not treated equally. The questions that I'm going to make are: what is gender equality? Why is gender equality important? Is gender equality a concern for men? Do you support feminism? Do you think feminism is a bad thing or a good thing? Do you know of an organization that fights for gender equality? What would you do if you see an act of discrimination? I do these types of questions because I think they are basic, but they are very informative, and I think it talks about how the person thinks. For example, the question of do you support feminism? Some boys do support it, some boys do not support it. Most of the girls support it, but also there are exceptions. The question, what would you do if you see an act of discrimination? I was thinking to see how do the people react to an act of discrimination and what will they do, what will actions they may and take. What is gender equality for you?
Gender equality for me it's when men and women have the same things and the same rights.
Why is gender equality important?
Because if there was no gender equality, women can do things that men could, and that it's not fair.
Is gender equality a concern for men?
Yes, because the bad machism affects men too.
Do you support feminism?
Yes, but not extremism feminism.
What is gender equality?
The same opportunities for men and women.
Why is gender equality important?
Because men and women need to have the same rights and opportunities.
Do you think feminism is a bad thing or good thing?
A good thing.
Do you know of an organization that fights for gender equality?
No.
What would you do if you see an act of discrimination?
I will sue.
What is gender equality?
Gender equality is that all people have the same rights and opportunities.
Why is gender equality important?
Gender equality is important to all people to have a decent life and to have the same opportunities.
Is gender equality a concern for men?
Men should be concerned in order to all people to have the same basic rights and opportunities.
Do you think feminism is a bad thing or good thing?
It's a good thing for the women to start protesting in order to have the same rights and opportunities.
What would you do if you see an act of discrimination?
I would act by asking the man who is making that, why is he making that, to see the reasons.
Because people are wanting women to have the same amount of rights as men, which is to put them on the same level as what men have. And I do think it's a good thing when it is put into a good perspective, because if you use it for good and to get women the same amount of things that men can have, like the same laws, the same rights, the same opportunities, it's a good thing. But if you take it to their advantage, that women should be more. Gender equality is when both men and women have the same rights and the same opportunities to do the same amount of things. They don't have less advantages or more advantages, because it's not as big as a concern for men, because men have always been the ones that have the more ability to do things. Women have always been discriminated and put into a position where they're the ones that are in the house doing all the work and are the ones that can't vote and a lot of things, which makes men not be so worried about what they can and can't do. With women, they get less pay, they don't have the same amount of rights, and they're more diminished into what they can do.